እንደምን አላችሁ ውድ ተማሪዎች በዛሬው ዕለት የምናየው የ11ኛ ክፍል የኢኮኖሚክስ ትምህርትን ዩኒት 7 ነው። ይሄ ዩኒት 7 ለዛሬ የምናየው ፓርት 2 ነው። ዩኒት 7 ሜን ሴክተርስ ሴክቶሪያል ፖሊሲስ ኤንድ ስትራቴጂስ ኦፍ ኢትዮጵያ የሚለውን ቶፒክ በአጠቃላይ 90 ጥያቄዎችን አዘጋጅተናል። እነዚህ 90 ጥያቄዎች እዚህ ዩኒት 7 ላይ ብቻ የተዘጋጁ ናቸው። ለክፍላችሁ የፈተና ዝግጅት እንዲሁም ደግሞ ለኢንትራንስ ኤግዛም ባጭር ጊዜና በቀላሉ ለፈተና እንድትዘጋጁ የሚያግዙ ጥያቄዎች ናቸው። ስለዚህ እነዚህን ጥያቄዎች በመንሰራበት ሰዓት በተለይ በቂ ጊዜ ለሌላችሁና መጽሐፉን ከቨር ማድረግ ለማትችሉ ልጆች የተሻለ ዝግጅት እንድታደርጉ ነው። አጠቃላይ ከዩኒት 1 እስከ መጨረሻው ያለውን ፖርሽን እና እንዲሁም ደግሞ ሌሎች ተጨማሪ ሞዴል ኤግዛሞችን ጨምረን የያዘ አጋዥ መጽሐፍ አዘጋጅተናል። ይሄ አጋዥ መጽሐፍ ጥያቄዎችን ከፊት ለፊት እንዲሁም ከጀርባ መልስና ኤክስፕላኔሽን ያለው መጽሐፍ ነው። ያን መጽሐፍ በፒዲኤፍ ወይም ደግሞ በሶፍት ኮፒ ማግኘት ከፈለጋችሁ እዚህ ጋር በተቀመጠው አድራሻ ኮንታክት አድርጉን። ለዚህ የዩቲዩብ ቻናል አዲስ ከሆናችሁና ሰብስክራይብ ካላደረጋችሁ ሰብስክራይብ ያደርጋችሁ ቤተሰብ ሆኖ አብረን እንቀጥላለን። ለአሁኑ ወደ ጥያቄዎቹ እንሂድ። 31 which of the following interventions is not part of the Ethiopian government's priority areas to develop agriculture? A. Developing small and large scale irrigation. B. Reducing industrial imports. C. Financing agricultural inputs. D. Post-harvest loss reduction. B. Reducing industrial imports. So reducing industrial imports is not part of the agricultural development strategy. So the other options are here listed, mentioned in the government's agricultural policy priorities. 32 the Ethiopian government's agricultural strategy emphasizes developing which of the following to ensure long-term food security? A. Dependence on rainfall. B. Mechanized large-scale mining. C. Research-based food security system. D. Privatization of communal land. C. Research-based food security system. So the strategy highlights creating a research-based food security system to enhance the sustainable agricultural productivity. 33 one of the natural problems negatively affecting agriculture in Ethiopia is A. Recurrent drought. B. Traditional farming practice. C. Land fragmentation. D. Lack of credit. A. Recurrent drought. So this recurrent drought is negatively affect that caused by erratic rainfall is a natural problem affecting agricultural productivity. 34 what is the major effect of land fragmentation in rural Ethiopia? A. Increase in investment. B. Decrease in output due to over cultivation. C. Decrease in mechanized farming. D. Increase in credit availability. B. Decrease in output due to over cultivation. 35 which of the following is a recommended solution to minimize our dependence on rain-fed agriculture in Ethiopia? A. Subsidizing livestock exports. B. Using traditional oxen plows. C. Promoting use of streams and lakes for irrigation. D. Expanding road infrastructure only. C. Promoting use of streams and lakes for irrigation. 36 one of the human-made challenges in Ethiopian agriculture is A. Soil erosion due to natural disaster. B. Use of genetically modified seeds. C. Flooding caused by rivers. D. Traditional unproductive consumption habits. Okay, D. Traditional unproductive consumption habits. So the traditional practicing, including insufficient use of time and livestock resources, hinder productivity and are considered as the human-made problems in Ethiopian agriculture. 37. During the imperial regime, industrial policy was largely based on A. State monopoly over all sectors. B. Export-based industrialization. C. Import substitution and private sector promotion. D. Socialist economic principles. C. Import substitution and private sector promotion. So the imperial regime promotes import substitution through private sector investment with government support for infrastructure and selected industries. 38. Which of the following best describes the industrial structure during the imperial period? A. Dual structure, traditional small scale and modern foreign owned industries. B. Balanced between agriculture and manufacturing. C. Entirely large scale and domestic. D. Dominated by heavy industry and mining. A. Dual structure, traditional small scale and modern foreign owned industries. 39. The Derg regime's industrial policy primarily A. Encouraged private investment through deregulation. B. Emphasized private sector growth. C. Nationalized industries and imposed price controls. D. Promoted foreign ownership. C. Nationalized industries and imposed price controls. 40. One reason for the limited success of Derg's industrialization was A. Excessive focus on textile industries. B. Short-term liberal reforms. C. Encouragement of foreign investors. D. Lack of clear industrial policy in early years. D. Lack of clear industrial policy in early years. So the Derg lacked a clear industrial policy until the mid-1980s, hindering consistent development. 41. What was the key industrial development principles in the post-1991 regime? A. Socialist central planning. B. Import substitution industrialization. C. Agricultural development-led industrialization. D. Market liberalization without government involvement. C. Agricultural development-led industrialization. 42. The 2003 Industrial Development Strategy primarily emphasized A. Heavy machinery and mining sectors. B. Export-led labor-intensive industries. C. State-owned enterprises only. D. Elimination of foreign investment. B. The export-led labor-intensive industries. 43. According to the 2003 IDS, which sector was not among the priority sectors for direct government support? A. Leather and leather products. B. Garment and textiles. C. Cement and steel. D. Agro processing. C. Cement and steel. Okay, these two products are not prioritized in the sector for direct government support. 44. The developmental state in Ethiopian industrial policy implies A. State leads and coordinates industrialization. B. Government plays no role in economic matters. C. A government that only provides basic services. D. Full privatization of public enterprises. A. State leads and coordinates industrialization. So when we say developmental state, it involves strong state leadership in the coordination and supporting industrial development. 45. Which of the following is not a feature of Ethiopia's industrial park development strategy? A. Vertical integration. B. Zero liquid discharge technologies. C. Mining and resource extraction zones. D. Export promotion incentives. C. Mining and resource extraction zones. So mining is not that stated feature of the industrial parks, that the parks focus on the manufacturing, exports and sustainable practice. 46. What is one of the primary reasons for financial constraints in Ethiopia's industrial sector post 1991? A. Low government intervention in the economy. B. High domestic savings rates. C. Over reliance on foreign direct investment. D. The agricultural sector's inability to generate sufficient surplus. D. The agricultural sector's inability to generate sufficient surplus. Okay, so the industrial sectors in Ethiopia struggle with financial constraints because agriculture, which is a major contributor to the economy, has not generated enough surplus to support the industrial investment. 47. Why do Ethiopian industrial industries face to marketing challenges post 1991? A. Strong consumer preference for local products. B. High levels of foreign investment in manufacturing sector. C. Strong competition from cheap imports and weak domestic demands. D. Government imposed restrictions on industrial exports. C. The strong competition from cheap imports and weak domestic demand. 48. What is the key technological problem limiting industrial growth in Ethiopia? A. Excessive reliance on domestic raw materials. B. Overdevelopment of capital-intensive technologies. C. A strong linkage between local technologies and raw materials. D. Government policies prioritizing traditional production methods. D. Government policies prioritizing traditional production methods. 49. Which of the following is a strategy to improve Ethiopia's industrial sector? A. Increasing reliance on state-owned enterprises. B. Reducing private sector involvement in industrial growth. C. Developing industrial zones with necessary infrastructure. D. Eliminating foreign investment to protect local industries. C. Developing industrial zones with necessary infrastructure. So industrial zones with a proper infrastructure can attract investment and improve industrial productivity. 50. What is the major focus of Ethiopia's strategy to improve the business climate? A. Strengthening public sector-led growth. B. Reducing private sector participation. C. Eliminating financial institutions' role in the economy. D. Enhancing the ease of doing business and investment climate. D. Enhancing the ease of doing business and investment climate. So the government aims to remove business barriers and create a more attractive investment in the environment. 51. Which of the following best describes the service sector in Ethiopia? A. It is composed of solely of business-oriented services. B. It includes a mix of consumer-oriented, business-oriented, and aesthetic services. C. It only focuses on public services like education and health. D. It's primarily agricultural and industrial in nature. Okay, B. It includes a mix of consumer-oriented, business-oriented, and aesthetic services. 52. What is an example of an intellectual service activity? A. Repairing a vehicle. B. Cooking at a restaurant. C. Organizing a theater performance. D. Providing vocational training. D. Providing vocational training. 53. What was the key objective of military government's education policy post 1974? A. Privatization of all educational institutions. B. Expanding educational opportunities in rural areas. C. Reducing the number of vocational training institutions. D. Abolishing primary education programs. Okay, B. Expanding and educational opportunities in rural areas. So the military government or the Derg focus on increasing access to education, particularly in neglected rural areas. 54. What is one of the major problems facing the Ethiopian education sector? A. Excessive financial resources. B. Overstaffing of teachers in rural areas. C. Too many private schools. D. High dropout rates. Okay, D. High dropout rates. Okay, dropout rates remain high due to financial constraints, lack of resources, and quality issues. 55. How has the Ethiopian government attempted to address problems in the education sector? A. Reducing teacher training programs. B. Restricting access to education in rural areas. C. Expanding technical and vocational education programs. D. Eliminating private education institutions. C. Expanding technical and vocational education programs. So technical vocational training has been prioritized to equip students with job-related skills. 56. Which of the following is a major focus of Ethiopia's national health policy? A. Privatization of all health care institutions. B. Improving maternal and child health. C. Eliminating government involvement in the health sector. D. Reducing health care access in rural areas. B. Improving maternal and child health. So the policy aims to address maternal and child death challenges through better health better health care delivery. 57. What is the significant problem affecting Ethiopia's health sector? A. Surplus of trained health professionals. B. Even distribution of health facilities across regions. C. Inadequate budgetary allocation and infrastructure. D. Excessive government funding for private hospitals. C. Inadequate budgetary allocation and infrastructure. So the health sector suffers from insufficient funding and poorly maintained facilities. 58. What is the key remedy for Ethiopia's health sector problems? A. Strengthening reproductive health education. B. Reducing family planning services. C. Limiting the expansion of health programs. D. Increasing government control over private healthcare providers. A. Strengthening reproductive health education. 59. What is one of the healthcare strategies emphasized in Ethiopia's national health policy? A. Eliminating curative care services. B. Reducing access to essential drugs and medical supplies. C. Strengthening preventive and curative healthcare. D. Increasing restrictions on medical research and development. C. The strengthening preventive and curative healthcare. Okay, so the Ethiopia focus on both prevention and treatment to improve the health outcomes. 60. This is the last question. Which of the following was the significant impact of Proclamation number 14, 1992 on Ethiopia's transport sector? A. It placed commercial truck and passenger transport under strict government control. B. It led to liberalization of transport industry, allowing private associations to form. C. It banned the entry of new associations into the freight transport industry. D. It increased the role of state regulation in passenger transport. B. It led to the liberalization of the transport industry, allowing private associations to form. So before 1992, Ethiopia transport sector was under strict government regulations due to the Proclamation number 107, 1976. However, Proclamation number 14, 1992 marked the beginning of liberalization that allow private commercial, freight and passenger transport operators to establish independent associations that promoting efficiency and equitable distributions. Okay, ለዛሬው ጨርሰናል ማለት ነው። እስከዚህ ያለውን በሚቀጥለው ፓርት 3 እንቀጥላለን። ፓርት 3 እና ሌሎችን ቶፒኮች እንቀጥላለን። ሶ ከ9ኛ እስከ 12ኛ ክፍል ያሉ ጂኦግራፊ፣ ሂስትሪ እና ኢኮኖሚክስ የትምህርት አይነቶችን እየሰራን እንገኛለን። ሶ እዚሁ የዩቲዩብ ቻናል ላይ ማግኘት ትችላላችሁ። እነዚህን ጥያቄዎች ማለት ነው ከዩኒት 1 እስከ መጨረሻው ዩኒት ለእያንዳንዱ መጽሐፎች የተዘጋጁ ጥያቄዎች ከመልስና ማብራሪያ ጋር አጋዥ መጽሐፍ አዘጋጅተናል። ይህ አጋዥ መጽሐፍ በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ ለፈተና እንድትዘጋጁ የሚያግዝ መጽሐፍ ነው። ይህን መጽሐፍ በሶፍት ኮፒ ወይም በፒዲኤፍ ማግኘት ከፈለጋችሁ እዚህ ጋር በተቀመጡት አድራሻዎች ኮንታክት አድርጉ። ለዚህ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል አዲስ ከሆናችሁና ሰብስክራይብ ካላደረጋችሁ ሰብስክራይብ ያደርጋችሁ ቤተሰብ ሆኖ አብረን እንቀጥላለን። በሚቀጥለው በሌላ ቶፒክ እስከምንገናኝ ሰላም ሁኑ።